Good evening and welcome to Dementia Diaries, a caregiver's journey. Tonight, we're going to be talking to someone by the name of Tiffany Boveland, and she is going to be telling us about her journey as she cares for her mother, Mary Kay. So, Dementia Diaries is a program of Williams Faith in Action Ministries. You can reach us by going to our website, williamsfaithinactionministries.org, or you can reach out to us by going email dementiadiariespodcast@gmail.com. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and bring on Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany. How are you?
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and sharing your story with us today. So tell us about yourself.
Well, first, thank you for having me, Miss Janet. Talking about myself, that is a new concept for me, but I am my mother's only child. Um, I am a wife of 23, almost 24 years, and I have a thank you. I have a beautiful in a month she'll be 11 years old, a growing girl. So
Mhm.
I that's my assignment, and I don't take any of it lightly.
Now you have your hands full.
I do.
Full. Yes, caring for your mother, and I'm going to say caring for your husband, caring for an 11-year-old, and
And
then
there's somewhere in there me
that's what I was going to say, and taking care of yourself. So yes, you have your
and two
hands.
dogs.
Oh, two dogs. Okay. All right then. So the two dogs are two additional children that you
Mhm.
are caring for. So yes, but again, thank you so much for coming and sharing your journey with us. So
My
your
pleasure.
mother's name is Mary Kay.
Yes.
So tell us, what type of dementia does she have?
So this bothered me, not knowing the exact type.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm her doctors have all, she has at first it was early onset dementia, 11, when she goes diagnosed 11 years ago. Um, and recently, and I'm pressing her doctor, like, what type of, we know she has Alzheimer's, yeah, but what type? Um, and I'm saying Alzheimer's. They just have, all her doctors have always just said dementia, 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 dementia. And I'm pressing, like, okay, what about these stages? Where are we at? So she is advanced. She is late stage 6. We're approaching 7.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we stayed in a stage 4 for a long, long time. And I'm finding out dementia is different. All of our journeys are very different. Same but different.
Mm-hmm.
Because my personal opinion, it takes on its own personality of that person. Um, but we don't have, a specific type.
Okay.
But she's advanced. It's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
At any moment, I can hold grief and love in the same breath,
Yes,
because
exactly.
she's holding on though. Don't count her out. She was fussing with me yesterday. She was swinging and everything else. I was like, "Look, girl, you got to get in this shower." I I'm not I'm not playing. Mary Kay, I know my name. Well, I'm glad. Good. Happy you know your name. Now this morning I said, "What's your name?" I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Well, has she gotten to the point or ever had the part where, who are you? I don't know
Oh
who you
yeah, she doesn't know me. She knows I'm love.
are. Uh-huh.
But she does not know my name. She hasn't for the last few years.
No.
Maybe um She knows who she is, and I'll take that as a win.
So, what about your daughter? What's her response when she may come into the room or something of that nature?
So my pumpkin, who is in the room now,
Mhm.
she has had a difficult time um, with this. She lives not like a lot of her peers.
Right.
Our household is caters to my mom.
Hmm.
My friend calls our house Shady Pines
Oh.
because it is. The lights have to be dimmed at a certain hour, so
Mhm.
her sundowning, trying to counteract what could happen with that, and um, she doesn't like my mom gets overstimulated with too much noise. So, um, you know, my husband and I do our best, um, but it's difficult. My baby is growing. She's entering that preteen,
Mhm.
and trying to find that balance. She wants my attention sometimes. She wants my attention. That's the dogs because of somebody. She wants my attention, and I can't give her that attention all the time. Like last night, my mom needed, my mom is like a grown toddler.
Yeah. So let's go
She
back a
needs,
little bit. Let's go back a little bit. So
okay.
when you went to the doctor and you came to know that it's dementia, Alzheimer's, however it wants to be phrased, how did you feel? What were your thoughts? How did that weigh on you, or did it?
Oh, yes. So I shared this with you, but your viewers probably don't know. My mother and I were not the best friend type.
Hmm.
I'm not saying we fussed and feuded, but I lived in Las Vegas. She lived in LA. And we talk. I would talk to my mom maybe 4 or 5 times a week. Um, but we started having a difficult time when I became a preteen. And
Hmm.
we just always did this. We could never we did not know how to communicate with each other at all.
Hmm.
Not even a little bit. Um, but how our love, I can't touch that. And that's what sustains us now. When she doesn't know who I am, but she knows my care, my
Hmm.
love. I probably communicate better with her now than I ever have. Yeah.
Okay. So how do you? So let's talk about that love piece. You know, this is your mom, so we have viewers and other people who take care of their loved ones as well. How important is that love? How does that love get you through the day as you're caring for her?
So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't have my moments or
Hmm.
lots of moments of frustration. I had shared with you, I am in the middle of recovering from burnout.
Hmm.
So I've had to start taking medication, and I do therapy, and I rely on the love. The love is how I communicate with her. I
Hmm.
could touch her softly. I could touch her face, and she responds to that when she is struggling. I can see it, when she's
Hmm.
struggling real bad. And I have to ground myself and know that, this is sacred work. This is love is how we get through when she's swinging at me. And, she won't listen. And I'm trying to mop the floor and she's walking through. That happened this morning. That's why it's fresh. Um, I'm like, Mommy, sit down, sit down. Okay. She can't help
Hmm.
it.
Mm-mm.
She can't help it.
No.
As much as she really wants to, she can't. If she could do it, be anywhere in the world. I have to tell my daughter sometimes, look, if your nanny could be anywhere else, I am 110% sure it wouldn't be here. She would visit
Mm-hmm.
because her baby is here.
Mm-hmm.
But she would want to be on a bus to the casino, or my mother was a production payroll manager, so she paid the movies, Waiting to Exhale, all your TV programs, and she had in her mind that once she retired, she would go on set. She would
Okay.
travel and go on set, and she was ready. She had all her connects lined up, but it didn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I've tried to build her world is as tranquil as I can for her. You know,
Right.
it's a tough thing.
Mm-hmm. Because now it's really not about you. It's really about caring for her. But yet at the same time, you have to make sure that you're not getting burnt out. Like you said, you had burnt out, you were burnout, caregiver burnout. So it's a balancing act. And you have been doing this for 11 years. So that is a long time. And
Flying by the seat of my pants on most days. I
and I
don't know
was
nothing.
for the most part it's you, because you said you're the only child, the only daughter, so that is your role right now, is you being mother to your mother, you know so that's important. And I think you said another thing that's very important as well. You had stated that she can't help it. So identifying as soon as possible that this is a disease and this is something that you know this individual cannot help, kind of helps take the pain and all that frustration away from you as well. So tell me, in your 11-year journey, when did you really come to the point where you said, okay, she can't help it, so I have to do what I do?
Well, my mind knows that she can't help it. But the burnout in me was like, come on, mom, put your shoe back on. You know, in all honesty, within the last 6 months of me just saying, hey, she's getting worse, you know. We battle you this whole year has been the UTI battle.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has had her declining faster. And then sometimes she'll, after I clear up the UTI, and in a week or two, she'll bounce back. She'll bounce back. We
Mm-hmm.
slide. She bounced back, and she stayed in a phase so long where this fast track is scary. It's
Yeah.
really scary. You know, it's like I'm hurting to see my mom, and I went through a period where every day was tears. Every day tears. I'm looking at her, and she's just a shell of uh who I once knew.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't stay in that place, because then I will miss the happy moments when I do get her to smile. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she wore me, she wore me out last night. I was like, okay, God, the most my phrase is the most high is sufficient for me. That's how I'm able to ground myself. I kid you not. My husband could be getting on my nerves. My daughter could be not listening. My mom could be pacing back and forth. The dog's barking. But if once I say the most high is sufficient for me, he immediately gives me what I need, that
Mm-hmm.
extra something that I need to get through just that one breath or that one moment, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And none of this has been, none of it has been easy, and outsiders looking in, nothing's. My mom's youngest sister came to our house when my mom was diagnosed. She stopped
Mhm.
talking to the family. So she, we call her and said, they said Kay is not doing well. She came to see us. We've seen her one time in 11 years. She said,
Mhm.
"Oh, he's fine."
Mhm.
She's
Mhm.
not fine, people. But
Mhm.
my mom was good in the beginning. She could
Mhm.
really fake it until she couldn't.
Mhm.
Until she was like, where's Karen? Right in front of your face, Ma. She's right there. Oh. And then, I think when some of my family, when they finally are like, maybe she's not okay. My grandmother died 2 years ago. And then a month later, her brother died. Um,
Mhm.
he was her caregiver. And he was like, I guess he just wasn't going to make it without her. And
Mm.
I couldn't tell my mom.
Mhm.
I couldn't tell my mom about none of that.
So tell me, that's an interesting point too, because that's something my family did with my mom. We had my nephew had passed, and my uncle had passed, and we had decided, okay, we're not going to tell her about this. So why did you decide not to tell her?
Because I did not want her to relive that pain
Mm-hmm.
over and over. And I don't know if that would have happened. I could be
Mm-hmm.
completely wrong. I could
Mm-hmm.
I could have misjudged the whole thing. But
You just didn't want to take that chance.
I did. I don't take chances with her,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes any sense. I
Mm-hmm.
protect her like if I had to throw my body in front of a moving bus for her, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yep.
Um I just wasn't gonna. I just what I am. I am her caregiver. She is my assignment until she's not. You know. Um, and if I even suspect that this could cause that it was gonna cause her pain,
Mm-hmm.
we moved back. We were in Vegas in a state that doesn't hit you over the head with the taxes like California. We moved here because she wanted to be close to her mother. My
Mm-hmm.
mother, we were about 45 minutes away from my grandmother. She
Mm-hmm.
wanted to move here to be closer to her mother, closer to her family. And then her memory started declining, and she didn't remember anybody all of a sudden. I would take her to visit my grandmother and she didn't even really know who she was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thought of my mom remembering her and then that she's gone and then forgetting and then remembering and because she'll be like for a long time she was like, oh, I need to go see my mama. Where's mama? Last
Mm-hmm.
week she said, oh, I need to get my car so I can go get Jerry's her brother that passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my God, did I do the wrong thing? Should I have told her? But no, I'm comfortable in my decision.
That's good. And that's one thing you have to do. If you make those decisions, you have to be comfortable with it as a whole. Because we didn't tell my mom for the same reason, as you're stating. So, did we know that was going to happen? No. But we didn't want to take that chance. So you were saying that your mom, was going through this period of UTIs starting this year. So have you found any type of solutions for that at all?
Uh well, I had her doctor prescribe a daily antibiotic. Um, that has helped. I do home test weekly because that I'm just definitely afraid of that UTI
Mm-hmm.
back again. So I do weekly tests. She has the daily preventative antibiotic, and I recently switched her doctors. So she will be seeing a geriatric specialist closer to home because I was driving an hour and a half to get my mom
Mm-hmm.
to her specialist. Um, but that's what I'm willing to do. I will drive however far if it means she's going to get the best care. So she wasn't getting the best care. So I've switched her, but I set it up where I have all of her medications. We have an appointment at the end of the month for the new doctor. Um, I set she goes to the bathroom every 2 hours. She eats watermelon, grapes, popsicles. I had got her some of those hydration things, but it shot her blood pressure up. And somebody on
Mm-hmm.
one of the groups was like, "Watch that because it's high in sodium." And sure enough, I would halfen it, and it still had her blood pressure all wacky. So we're not doing that. It's just I'm just being very mindful,
Mm-hmm.
trying not to hit that uh, UTI war zone. And she is somewhat she's not all the way incontinent.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm in here. If she goes to the bathroom, I'm not there to wipe her. Things like that.
Right.
It's just making sure she's clean. But when I leave here, I'll go wash her up just in case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And have you found that those, the daily antibiotic and so forth to work? Has that been?
So far, her tests have been negative. So I'm going to say with that, with my efforts,
Mm-hmm.
we're good now. But dementia can change because she may not want those popsicles anymore for
Mm-hmm.
it's the hydration that a lot of times I think that is the biggest thing because she hates to drink water. She couldn't stand water before dementia. She can't stand water, and I'm trying to give in. We're fighting it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
So the grapes and the watermelon and those types of things gives her that
Extra
hydration.
hydration,
Mm-hmm.
and then I take her to the restroom more timely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just I my thing was okay. I need to. She's independent. She doesn't like me assisting her in the bathroom. She did well. We don't like this disease either,
Right.
but you got
Right.
to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am. I'm doing what I got to do.
So let's talk about these battles. My mom had a thing when we were there, and if we had a caregiver come in, I would always tell them, okay, you got to watch that right hand because she got a good right hook. If you come close, you're gonna get hit. You know, are those the type of battles that you have with her? Like if you're trying to, I don't know, get her comfortable in the bed, or feed her or something. How do those battles go?
What I notice is when she is more confused,
Mm-hmm.
um, the battles are that's when they happen. For the
Okay.
most part, my mom is very mild mannered. She,
Mm-hmm.
if I just give her the room to do her pacing, we've even pushed everything and pushed out of the way so there's no fall hazard. My biggest fear, is her falling because when there's so many stories of when they take a fall, they decline faster. So I'm like, move that. And I was thinking about putting the bumper thing on the fireplace and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. My husband's looking at me like, reel it back in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's my mom. I gotta watch. Calm down. Calm down. She's okay because God got her. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But she gets lately the feisty is even more, but we've all had casualties from Mary Kay's. For those little fists to be so bony, she can do it. She
Oh,
can
I
challenge
bet.
you. We've all
Yeah.
she attacks my husband a lot. She don't know that guy. She's she's attacked my poor baby. My baby
Mm-hmm.
was on a little scooter and hey.
So,
So we stay away from her right
uh,
hook or left
yeah,
hook.
you have to. Yeah, you'll be bruised.
Last
Definitely.
night I was like, look at here, lady. You ain't just gonna keep hitting on me. I've had enough. I'm drenched from head to toe. trying to get her in the shower, and she's like, "Help, help." I was like, "See, you gonna think I'm doing something to you, woman. I'm just trying to get you smelling good." And then afterwards, she said, "You act like I did. I hurt you. It was just water."
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And then after I got her all cleaned up and fresh, I said, "Okay, it's our photo shoot time."
Oh, she's ready for a photo.
She
Photo
just
ready.
tried to give me a black eye.
hmm Yes. Yes.
The battles.
So, other than the battles, what would you say is the most challenging part of caring for her?
Mm. Watching her decline.
hmm hmm
I can get past a lot of the stuff. You know, once you put your gloves on, and is it pleasant? Absolutely not. Is it my job? Yeah, it's my job. I have to a lot of times put the daughter on the shelf, and the caregiver has to take the role. I have to separate. Strangely enough, it's like a split screen. I have to separate me being her daughter and her being my mom. I am the caregiver. She is the client.
hmm
And so I can get past some of that, some of the labor work, but watching my mom decline like this, her being 45% or even lately is 20% of that feisty
hmm
firecracker. Mary Kay is a firecracker. You hear me? She is the fun auntie.
hmm
She's coming. Let's get started. We're gonna dance. She dances now. She loves some music. She can remember
hmm
those songs. Every song that comes on, she knows all those words. So that firecracker, to see her light dimming like that,
hmm
is heartbreaking.
Yes.
Absolutely heartbreaking. I had to I was spending so much trying. I'm strong. I could you know till I couldn't.
hmm
And then I'm a mess, and I can't give her a shower for crying because I feel like I'm hurting her, and but I have to give myself grace.
hmm
Practice on giving everyone grace. Oh, my family says I'm too far. They can't come. I'll give them grace. They're living their life. They're enjoying their life. They don't, it's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. I'm give everyone grace, but I was not giving myself grace. Like, this
hmm
is hard. This is difficult. It is okay if you need to take a minute to cry. You know why? Because you're not going to be able to be in that place for long, because somebody's going to need you.
Exactly.
So get your cry on, clean your face, take your breath, drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw. I go through all the steps.
hmm
Through
hmm
all the steps. But watching my mom grieving and loving in the same breath, no one can ever prepare you for that.
That is true. That is true. Now, what about, okay, we know, again, the battles that you have. What gives you joy? I mean, because, yes, it's a hard road, it's a hard journey, and it requires a lot of your time. And, you get frustrated, you get overwhelmed, you get burnt out. But there are those moments that will just crack you up. It's like, I cannot believe she did this, or I can't believe she just said this. Tell us about some of that.
Her and my husband,
Hmm.
that is some comedy. For whatever reason, she still can pick a fight with him. And he picks with her. He's like, I gotta keep her blood flowing. I'm
Uh,
like, you're getting on my nerves, is what you're doing. But he'll pick with her. A couple months ago, I was trying to get her to drink some Pedialyte, And he's like, electrolytes, Mary Kay. And the look she gives on him, and she'll get up like she's gonna attack him. That's so funny to me. They're comedy. Where her and I are walking outside, and that man, and I was like, what man are you talking about? Him.
Yeah.
What did he do to you? And she'll get to cussing.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, you got the potty mouth. Excuse me. And she'll, excuse me. Mary Kay, I know my name. That one in the middle of the storm. She wants to. She knows everything. Girl, I am helping you wash your behind.
You need to be clean today.
Why you're giving me all this lip?
Mm, 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 mm.
She'll catch you off guard. The best thing is to see her dance.
Okay.
I love to see her dance though. She's hilarious, but that dancing, she's feeling that music, when she puts her hand on her chest and she gets to swaying, she makes my heart really full.
Yeah.
That music still touches her.
Because I know I can say with my mom, I think I told you off screen or whatever, my mom used to sing. She was a singer, and when the family would come over, we would go down there and we'd just start singing some of the songs she used to sing. And then she'll start singing. And it was like, oh my gosh, she is actually singing this, and she's singing it too, you know. Like, go on and sing it, Louise. Sing that song, Fanny. She'll be singing it. It's just like you don't expect it, And I remember one time when her brother came over, my uncle, we were talking, and he was trying to remember. I think it was my grandmother's maiden name. He was trying to remember, and he couldn't think of it. And she's laying over there in the bed, and we're thinking she's asleep, and she just says, "Moore." That was the name. The name was Moore. He looked at me. I looked at him and said, "Ooh, she wasn't asleep. Okay. She's hearing exactly what it is that we're talking about, right?"
So how often was she doing that?
Exactly. You call it playing possum, to some effect. So, we always have those moments. So if you had to give some type of a recommendation or advice to someone that's caring for a loved one, what would that be?
First off, I would say take help when you can. Mm-hmm. It's okay to ask for help. Remember to breathe. And it's okay not to be perfect. Peace over perfection. Peace over perfection.
Peace over perfection. I like that. Because, lots of times we look at ourselves and I need to do it right. I just need to do it right, but we don't get it right all the time. And that's okay.
Example, all of us who have walked this journey, I believe we've had issues with clothing. Mm-hmm. And we're constantly trying to make them because you need a clean shirt. You need to wear a woman needs to have a brassiere on. Mm-hmm. We are so conditioned to what we think something has to look like. We have to have you can't wear pajamas all day. You have to get up and no. How about that person has already did that? All years of wearing a bra or wearing clean shirts or having their hair combed, everything. How about they don't feel good? Mm-hmm. And maybe they just want to be left alone. They don't want you pushing off your ideas and what society says they are supposed to have.
Right.
So give yourself lots of grace. Give your loved one lots of grace and understanding, and know that if they could be anywhere else and do
Mm,
anything, they would not want to be in the dark.
that's it. They would not. And, you know, when you talk about darkness, you have that the sundowners piece. You know, it's almost like you have to pay attention. For one, you need to pay attention to see what triggers what types of responses. You know, lots of noise can make them very irritable. So you want to keep it as calm as possible. You were saying earlier about the darkness, the windows, the lights being down. Yeah, there are times when you're going to have to keep those lights down to make sure they're calm, sometimes to make sure they go to sleep, you know? So, and then in the evenings, you notice, oh my gosh, why is she getting so irritable? You know, and it's called sundowners, right? You have to take notice of these things. And as you take notice, then you can prepare yourself for certain things that you know, okay, well, this is going to happen normally around this time. If I see this, this is going to happen. You know, so we all have to pay attention. We all have to give ourselves and give our loved ones grace. You know, even family members grace, because you know whether they're trying.
Sometimes people just don't know how to show up for others.
That is true. That is a.
It doesn't say they don't love me. They don't know how to show up. So, I walk differently.
Mm-hmm.
Can we come up? No. No. I say no, or a text.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes people don't really hear you, they hear themselves. Like, I want to see her. I want to, yeah, but it's not, and not all times are good times. I could
Mm-hmm.
tell you that on Friday, I could tell you on that is great. On Saturday morning, we've been up all night.
Mm-hmm.
It is that my mindset has changed so much. Um, I have grown. That's hard to say. A grown, when you're grown, I
We
had
all.
the idea, I'm 52,
Mm-hmm.
at 52, you're supposed to have your stuff together, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, this dementia will have you questioning if that was actually your God-given name. Is my name? What is it, Tiffany? Really? That was on my birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself when the UTI, I question, what am I doing wrong? That's what I'm saying. Give yourself grace. No, there's a lot of material about
Mm-hmm.
this, but until you have to pay attention so much. My mother had high blood pressure before this journey.
Mm-hmm.
Her blood pressure, I swear, gives me, I work daily to keep that blood pressure regulated. At one point, the doctor said, I came into the doctor's office and I had this big log, and doctor's like, "You're really prepared." And I was like, "Yes, I need to figure out why her blood pressure is fluctuating like this.
Mm-hmm.
She might have a stuffy nose, and it's going to make her blood pressure come up. She's feeling overwhelmed because her brain is like Swiss cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Her blood pressure could regulate, go up.
But, mm-hmm.
It's hard. You, like you said, you as a caregiver, and I'm sure it's not just isolated to dementia, Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at a show where the young lady was caring for, I think she had multiple children with autism, and she's trying to care for them. And anytime you're a caregiver, you're paying attention. You pay really close attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I watch everything. So at 4 o'clock, the shades go down, the light I make it where there's no shadow from the sun going down.
Mm-hmm.
Where we figure it out. She likes red popsicles today, and tomorrow she hates those red popsicles.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of trial and error. And when I start just slowing down, let me just slow down the pace, because and in honesty, I get more done in a day now that I've slowed down,
Mm-hmm.
and I just concentrate on my little family.
Mm-hmm.
These walls, I don't. I'm Superwoman. I go out and Auntie Tiff, Auntie Tiff, Auntie Tiff, and I go and I'm there for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to say no.
Right.
Boundary was a big thing for me. I had zero, zero. Just everybody just walking all over me. Oh, she'll come over and clean the closet for me. Let me just, can you come over and clean the closet for me? Yeah, sure. Because you asked, and you're my elder, and I'm gonna, I was raised to listen to my aunts, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm gonna do. And so me saying no, a lot of families stopped talking to me when I started saying no.
Mm-hmm.
I was the problem. Does anybody realize that my mother has dementia? No, because until you live this, until you walk this walk, you have no idea. Dementia has me putting locks on cabinets and baby proofing for an elderly person.
Yep. It does. And you're right. They don't understand unless they actually go through it.
I did it. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
understand fully. I thought I was gonna. I was like going into doctor's appointments, like, okay, she scored a 3 on the cognitive test when you can only score a possibility of 30. Okay, what Medicaid, what prescription are you giving Mary Kay to bring her back to me? There is no coming back from this.
Mm-hmm.
Which you gave her the medicine, and she was doing 5 milligrams. Now can't we give 10 or 20, and we'll balance and stabilize her out? I don't know where. Every time I went into that doctor for years, I'm going into the doctors and thinking there's a magic pill and this is going to turn around, and my mom's going to be who she's always been, and I get to be the mom that I always waited and dreamed about. I was 42 when my baby girl was
Mm-hmm.
born. So I waited a lifetime to be her mommy, you know? But I don't get to fully the perfection that I got going on in my head. Okay, I'm gonna have her at this, I'm gonna do this, and then, well, you can't do that. You have your mom, and you're your mom's anchor. I'm my mom's anchor. When my mother doesn't see me,
Mm-hmm.
it's bad. So I don't take time away from her. If I don't go too far away from her, maybe to the store. um this past 4th of July weekend, we pitched tents in our backyard, and we had a whole camping session in our backyard. And at first I was like, oh, my mom, she doesn't like to be out. She wants to go out. She tells me, I want to go home. Well, what is home? I
Mm-hmm.
don't really. She tell me, I don't know what home is, but she wants to go. So
Mm-hmm.
you take her outside, she wants to go inside. You take her
Mm-hmm.
inside, she wants to go outside. You take her to the store, she wants to go back home.
Mm-hmm.
We're all over the place sometimes.
Yep.
So I know that when I tried going back to work, she stopped eating.
Mm-hmm.
She was fading fast. I had to put her on hospice. She went on hospice for 7 months. She was
Mm-hmm.
so thin. She wouldn't eat. She was hiding food. She'd eat when I'd come home. But so I said, I'm not. My job is her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the hard choice we have to make when we're caring for someone. It is the sacred work.
It
Um,
is. Really is. And then to all of those caregivers that say I can't do this, you know, you can. You can do it. You
Yeah,
can
but
do
listen, if you can't,
it. Hmm.
it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. But I know that there are days when I was like, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I don't. And the Holy Spirit said, yes, you can. You know what your problem is? You're trying to carry what is not meant for you to carry.
Hmm.
Mommy's disease is going to do what it's going to do because it is a disease.
Yes.
And one day she won't be here physically,
Hmm.
but she will always be with me.
Hmm.
So I believe that if you just absolutely cannot, it is understandable because this journey takes you through it all. I look like this now, but earlier it was looking real bad, you know. But if you do have to put your loved one in a home, then that's what you had to do, you know. But can we do it? I know we can. You know, would it be nice for me to have help and a nurse to come in here or a family member to come in here and sit with her while I get a nap? I I chased the nap. The Monday before last, I said I am so tired. Today I'm gonna get me a nap.
Mm.
I got that nap a week later.
Mm.
I finally got the nap a week later. But that's because I said, okay, mommy, she was comfortable. We were having a good day. She wasn't giving me no problems. My husband could peek in on her. I said, I'm going to go take a nap. And I said, Mommy, I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, me too. She didn't, but I took a nap and I woke up and I felt so good. Would it feel good to do that on a regular basis? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's not what hand we're being dealt right now, you know.
Mhm.
Caregivers, take care of yourself too.
Yes.
You matter. You're important. Find those breaths. Even 10 minutes. I'm finding 10 minutes of just outside in the morning, studying my scriptures, listening to. I just close my eyes and listen to the birds and just listen to His gifts,
Hmm.
and that steadies me. Just a little bit of time for yourself, and then it gives me the energy that I need to come in and do blood pressures and give medicines and clean up again,
Hmm.
all the things, all the things. But I wouldn't change this. I'd do it again.
Hmm.
I'd do it again
Yep. You only,
differently. I know a
you
little more.
you only have one mother. One mother. Take care of her like she took care of you. So Miss Tiffany, I thank you so very very much for joining us this evening.
My baby wanted to say hi.
Enjoyed. Hello, little lady. Thank you so much for joining us and
Thank you
sharing
for
your
having
story.
me.
And like I said, I will definitely keep in touch with you. You
Please.
know, said your
Like,
mom has another daughter now. You know,
okay.
a daughter from another mother. So, you know, we are going to stay in touch. Stay in the groups, keep sharing your information. Um, if you need anything, just reach out and let me know. And for being a guest with us tonight, I am going to send you a caregiver's kit that's just for you. It has items in there that will, you know, just when you have those 10 minutes or you have those 3 minutes in the morning, it's just for you to help keep you calm. So I will be sending you an email and getting your address and have that shipped out to you again. So once again, thank you so much. And hopefully You'll join us again.
Whenever you would like me, I'd be more than honored. It'd be my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody.
So, everyone, again, thank you for joining Dementia Diaries, a caregiver's journey. We are looking for people that would like to share their stories to help support others, through this journey. The journey is hard, it's frustrating, but yet you can still find joy and peace in caring for them. Please go to our website, www.williamsfaithinactionministries.org, to see the type of programs that we offer. And also, you can reach out to us at DementiaDiariesPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you again and have a wonderful night.